prolific. This evening, I've got some young artists, new and coming artists, that they're brilliant, honestly. Anybody that knows me knows I love music. But this platform is for the black youth to actually have a voice. This evening, they are going to introduce themselves, and we thank God it's a bank holiday today, because last week, Jonathan messed me up, and now he's here today. I caught him today. So today, we're here today, and Jonathan and Isabel are going to sort of like explain to us why they love music, why they went into music, and about a bit about them. So they're going to introduce themselves. So this evening, Jonathan, over to you.
Nice to meet you lot. I go by the name of Nianati. I'm an up-and-coming music artist from Walthamstow. What can I say?
Okay, what do you do? What,
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm currently a music engineer.
Oh, good.
And an artist.
Okay.
But I'll say I'm more an artist. Engineering is just what I do on the side more because I've learned it.
To get your coins?
Yeah, to do my music.
Okay.
But what would I say? Music. Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm going uni this year.
Okay.
I'm trying to study popular music and songwriting.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Isabel?
Hi, I'm Isabel. I'm 19. I don't know how to think about that. I'm going off to uni. Well, I deferred the last year, so I'm going to go off again in September to study business management. I kind of started getting into music because, I was just around him too much. So I thought, why not use
your skills?
Exactly. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going to go with this, but yeah.
No, you're multi-talented, so hey.
Yeah, I guess.
And you've been singing gospel in church. Yes.
I've been singing for quite some time now. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Since when you were?
Yeah.
Yes.
Little.
Exactly. Okay, now, Jonathan, I want you to tell us why you've got that much passion for music.
I'll be real. I think it started from church.
Okay.
From me being young, just being around music, my mom was just pushing me to be in the choir.
Okay.
As she was singing in the church, the church choir, she'll bring me there. I always just listen to music. She always asks, is it Jeffrey? Yeah, Jeffrey to mentor me.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, I'll say, cool, it was church, and then my mom more pushing me, because outside of church, she'll take me singing lessons, vocal training, just all these things, just to make sure that my voice was good.
Okay.
And then I'll say there was a period where I was just like, music's not for me. I didn't want to do music.
Why, the gospel or music itself?
I wouldn't even say it was gospel. I'll say I was thinking of what other people would think of me. As in I was thinking, if people are seeing me singing, they're gonna think this guy's just a joke. He's not a serious person. I don't know why I had that thought. But as growing up, it's just, I was thinking, girls like bad boys, It was other people in my head, people like this, people like that. So I just wouldn't go do music. But one day I was just I don't care what people think, and then I think that's it.
You just had to be you, basically.
Yeah, I just had to say I'm doing music, put my head forward and put in my full effort.
Okay, so Isabel?
What was the question?
I was saying that music, why do you have that passion for music, and why?
To be honest, music is just something you can listen to all the time. Even when you can't say certain things, music can...
To express yourself.
Yeah, music will allow you to express
yourself.
Whether it's a sound, whether it's a harmony, whether it's a lyric, music can always describe how you feel without you actually having to speak.
Yes.
So I think that's kind of one reason why I felt in love with music. Also, my dad surround the whole house with music. I remember we used to come into the house and the drums is there in the living room, and mom's there saying, "Oh, you guys are making noise," and I'm there singing in the shower. It was just something that I could really resonate with, because I couldn't always describe how I felt. So I remember I used to write. I was so cheesy when I was.
How old were you then?
Since when I was living in Dhaka, so I guess
when you were in primary school?
Yeah, in primary school, 6, 7. I remember I had a pink diary. I'll never forget the pink diary. I used to write so many lyrics.
Oh, wow.
When I was 6 years old, 7, like, and I always used to say, like, I'm a star, like, I don't know.
I said I'm a star.
I just fell in love with music. It's hard to not go a day without listening to it. So when you've been given the gift to be able to make it,
yes, and even sing it, to have the voice, yes,
then why would you waste it?
Because I know you guys have got a song that will play down the line. But before we get to that, I'm going to kind of switch it a bit. Okay, and this is about on Saturday I did a program about a Child Protection Act, and in this country, when did you guys realize that children were supposed to be protected? Like, were you taught in school? Was it your parents?
I'll say I wouldn't, like, when you say protected,
You know, like you had rights, basically.
oh, that children.
Yes, in this country. When did you realize? Were you taught in school, or was it your mom?
I'll say actually, cool.
Okay.
You see, when you say rights, do you mean like as in like parents that bring their child up and then you have rights as in like?
No, I'm talking about the system that you knew that you had to be
Like,
protected.
you had certain rights.
You had certain rights that you had a voice. You were able, like, if
So
a parent
when
did,
you
yes,
learn that when your parent would do something, you had a right to report it or to.
yes. I didn't say that you would,
Yeah,
I'm
but
real-
but
I can't
yes.
lie, I knew this from like primary school, but I'll say it was more. I think it was a fear, like, but I wouldn't even say like a fear that your parents put in you, but it's just
Yeah.
why would you?
Oh, actually,
wanna
we
do
did
that?
put it in you, so you can say it. Trust.
No, but it's like
Yeah.
it's like you know what's gonna happen if you go do that.
Yeah.
And it's like you want to, but you can't. Like
go
you can't do it. Like, but I feel like even like I found out I had the rights. I didn't even find that out in like primary. I'll say more towards the end of like year 6. Like throughout then, I just thought what my mum says goes. Like until I got like in secondary school and I started like it's like being rebellious.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay, so I'm going to come to that. So Isabel, hold that. So Isabel, the reason why I ask you this is the show that I did on Saturday was about children in Ghana not being protected, because I don't know whether you've been to Ghana before. Have you been to Ghana?
Yeah, I've been to Ghana.
Have you seen that the children sell things on the side of the road? You know, you see that the kids are so vulnerable.
Yeah.
And do you wonder what the government is doing about that?
Yeah,
And the reason why I asked you was, you know, in this country, you knew that you are not even supposed to be out at a certain time.
Yeah.
You know, so the reason why I'm asking you this is how, you know, on that level, when did you actually realize that your parent is not supposed to neglect you, is not supposed to leave you at home?
So, like, obviously in London, you're taught, well, in England, shall I say?
Was it in school or was it at
in
home?
school?
Okay.
You're taught that they have. I know they do like a little lesson.
Yes.
And then they also there's companies come around about Childline and stuff like that. So they tell you, and it's almost by like seeing things, you also know this is not like the way someone's supposed to be treated.
Not okay. So
But
that means
then-
from your parents or people on the outside.
Both.
Okay.
To be honest, from both. But unfortunately, in places like Ghana, they're not as fortunate to know that about themselves. And it's not even about knowing,
Yes.
it's about having the help.
Yes.
Because you can know I'm not supposed to be treated this way, but when there's no one to help you, you have nobody to go to. And I feel like that's kind of how it is. And that's because, like, back home,
Yes.
I feel like the respect for children isn't as the same as it would be for an elder.
Yes.
But my vision is that these are the people that you're raising to run the country that you're living in.
Precisely.
If you do not have respect for these people that are
Yes.
going to end up being your leaders,
Yes.
how do you expect their peers to have respect for them?
You know when you said that, Jonathan, before I come to you, you know when you said that, it made me laugh, because if you notice, there's still old people sitting there and they're not letting the young people in.
Yeah.
So when we say that they should respect them, is it that's the reason why I created this platform? Because if you realize that same thing was brought here, whereby, as Jonathan was saying prior, that it's like we put fear into you guys, that it's like you feel you don't have a voice. And unfortunately, I'm on the flip side of you, whereby my dad would say jump, and I said I ain't jumping. You see. So now, Jonathan, you can go.
See, I'll say, cool. It's a thing where, if you actually, I'll say this. As I've grown up, it was you respect elders. I think
Yes.
that's what it is. You have to respect your elders and adults and treat them like they're your mother. So I think that stayed, as in like the same way you would treat your mother and your father. When you see another elder, you would treat them the same, and you'll think they'll treat you the same. So I think that's where, for me, is I wouldn't, if I can't do this to my mum, like I can't do it to her. Like I won't have the right to do it to someone else. But then again, it's like same way as I've grown older.
Yes,
I've learned that if you respect the person, they're gonna respect you back. But that's not always the case.
in our community.
Yeah.
Is it? Don't you feel that sometimes it's a bit sad, whereby children are maltreated?
Yeah.
Is it children are maltreated severely? There's a system whereby it's supposed to work. Because I always keep saying that people always have children. The system always bring children into the society. If you guys were going to change the narrative, how would you start? Because I know that you guys are on the lower level, but and you don't live there, and somebody will say you can't do comparisons.
Do you know what? That's actually so hard to solve, because I feel like that breaks down to pride and also
The individual.
the miscommunication of what respect is. For example, if I was to say, like, let's say in school, when a teacher would spell something wrong on the board, then I'll be like, Miss, that's spelled wrong. It's this way. She can either take it as, oh, thank you, Isabel, for helping me, or she can take it as me trying to disrespect her in front of the class.
Literally.
And I feel like when it comes to our culture, most things are just a power move, where it's like, we're gonna keep you here because we want to stay at the level we are. If we release the power over to you, where does that leave us? But they need to remember that just because you release the power doesn't mean that the respect is gone.
Okay.
And I feel like it's the fear of losing power and respect in our community. Because, to be honest, you have nothing to lose from giving somebody else your respect. There's literally nothing to lose. The only thing you could lose is it's a risk. That person could take your respect and throw it in your face. But I guess that's just something you have to live with and grow up and develop.
But I know when you say that, don't you realize that sometimes it's not so much as the respect aspect of it, but when you look at Africa, do you think poverty plays a massive part in it? Is it, don't you think that, and from your perspective, that's what I was saying, that how would you guys navigate this? If let's say that today somebody came to you and somebody said to you, you know what, this is the stuff that is going on in Africa. You guys are going to be future leaders, as I always say. Yeah. Now give us a narrative of how you would start the process. Yes. Okay. And the reason why I always put it to you guys is the adults actually speak for you guys. You guys actually have a voice to speak. So I want you guys, it has to be from your narrative, not from a grown-up narrative.
I think the government, they need to help, because I don't know, if you look at Ghana, and you look at here, like even having little kids homeless, even to that extent, people are going to try their best to make sure that kid is helped and that they're not homeless because it's a kid.
That's it.
But whereas in Africa, Ghana, I feel like, I wouldn't even say, I wouldn't say the government can't help. I don't know.
Putting themselves before the kids.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they could, I feel like they could, but they're choosing not to.
Do you know why I agreed?
Yeah, I feel like they're choosing not to, because Ghana, as a whole country, I'm sure, to make sure that there was people not homeless, they could try their best, make sure that these kids are not out here having to. One problem is, I think the main problem, but you can't change these things. I think the government should change schools, having to pay for schools and make it free like here. Well, not free, the government pays.
Yes.
I feel like the government should start dealing with more things to help the country, because it just looks like they're just leaving it to the people to do. Even though the people can, even the people can, but it's like the government should help more.
Is it one of the problems? Is it the government has money?
I think how
how would you start?
If I had money, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going there and I'm donating. I'm trying to donate any little things I can do to help, to make sure I've done something.
Wouldn't you think it will start from the school?
That's what I was going to say.
Go on.
I would start by, first of all, I know that there's a lot of kids who are unfortunate. Like, for example, in Ghana, there's a high flux in poverty.
Yes.
So where parents are giving birth to kids and just leaving
So
them
family
out
planning.
So what I would do is you know how here you have social workers and then you have what do they call them, care homes.
Yes.
I would set up some care homes.
Okay.
Because if there is a people are out of jobs, so there's no money.
Yes.
So there's places to put people.
Yes.
For example, care homes. We can get people who can work with kids. People, there's teachers.
Yes.
You can go get teachers from schools. You can also get an educational plan to help people be educated, even at their older age, so that they can now go and teach younger kids and they can look after them. That would be one way I would do it. Creating homes or schools for kids to be able to go places. Because to be honest, I'm more concerned about the next generation than the generation at hand. Because we're not going to be the next leaders, and we're not going to be able to push. We can only push the country so far. So if we can help push it for the younger generation, then at least their stone will be much easier.
It's like you're giving them a platform whereby they stand on your shoulders from what you've built. Okay. Now, as we are talking, Jonathan, you know, you're talking about when you got to secondary school, you were a little bit rebellious.
Yeah.
How did that start?
How did it start? I'll
Yes.
say. Because I'm looking at my friends and
Yes.
I'm seeing they can do this and they can do that, but I can't do it myself. And the problem for me is, I wouldn't even say I thought I was older than I already was. As in,
How old were you then? That's the beginning of year 7, isn't it?
nah, I say like
12,
13.
yeah.
But it's because you're secondary school now. You're
Yeah.
thinking, I'm a big boy. But it's mad. Like I thought I was older than I already was, and I thought my mom's just trying to.
She's trying to control you.
Yeah, she's just trying to control me and create.
You didn't know
problems,
she
but
was trying to protect you.
Yeah, but as I grew up, I knew
Okay.
she was doing these things. These things, all the things that she did, it's helped me now because I can then pass that on to if I have children as well. Because she done it for me because she wants the best and she knows.
But during that process, you thought she was controlling you.
Yeah.
So how would you navigate that to your child? How would you tell your child? Because you know it's kind of like when we the adults are talking to you, you think we're preaching.
No, it's true because same way my mom was telling me, I'm doing this because I love you and I want the best for you. I'm thinking, no.
That's not good enough reason to me.
Not good enough reason.
No,
I think
like I need like if you're telling me don't
do
touch
this.
the fire.
No, but I'm gonna
I've
tell you because you're
never
gonna burn
seen
yourself.
fire before. No, but I've never seen fire before. This is my first time seeing fire. It looks nice, it's shiny. I want to touch the fire. You're telling me don't touch the fire, don't touch the fire. I'm asking why? You're saying don't touch the fire, don't touch the fire.
Because it's gonna
wanna
burn you.
find out, but I'm still. It's not. I don't know what it's gonna do to me because nobody has told me what it's gonna do to me. So how would I know that it's gonna burn me? Until I put my hand in the fire, then I'll be like, oh my days is
Yeah, but
burning.
then
Then you're
again-
gonna be like, I told you not to touch it, but you didn't.
Well, I'm not gonna go put my hand in the fire.
But that didn't kill my curiosity. Do you
Okay,
get it?
so you're fulfilling your curiosity.
Exactly.
So, okay. So,
I feel like that's actually the root of most kids like rebellion.
Nah.
It's the fact that
Yeah,
some things
I
don't
understand.
need to be explained.
You can
like, why?
you can tell
You're
me
my
not
mom.
to do it.
Yes.
But I want to see.
so
for
it's
myself.
the fact that you've been told not to do. It was where the
with
attraction
no
is.
reason. Like it's like.
Oh, there is a reason. It's just
But
that you don't hear
I
that
just
part.
haven't been told. If he told me the reason,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, I don't want to touch that fire. It's gonna burn me. But if you don't tell
It's just
me,
you want to see the outcome yourself and then learn from it yourself. I think that's exactly what it is. As I was growing up, I realized that my mom would tell me these things, not to do this and that, but I would still
Yeah,
do
try
it
to
to
share it,
see and
Oh, go on.
find out from it what I learned from it and how it helped me. I think that's what it is, to understand it.
yeah, mine was just if what I would do would be like if my kid has misbehaved or done something silly, I would say don't do this.
Yes.
And then when they're like, but why, mom? Like, why? What's the harm
Yes.
in me explaining why it is wrong? Then the most they're gonna gain the most from me telling them why it's wrong, because they're gonna know. They're gonna be educated from why something is wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Communication is key. You know?
There's no, and I feel like that's one of the things as well that is hindering our country back home. It's the fact that nobody wants to explain why, because they feel like I have so much power. I don't need to explain to you why. Where my position stands, you shouldn't even be asking me why.
Yeah.
But that's not going to kill the curiosity of everybody else.
Yes.
That's how it
Everyone
should
else
be.
is still going to want to figure it out.
Yes.
So if anything, explaining why, swallow your pride and explain it, because you will lose nothing from it. The most you will lose is probably 5 minutes out of your time explaining why, which is going to prevent certain things from happening. And I feel like that's why some things are held back within our community because it's almost like a power flex, and it's almost like my position is here. You don't need to know why because I stand here. But in certain cases, that's not the best option.
Okay. You know, last week or 2 weeks ago, we're talking about stigmatization of, they're saying kids that misbehave in school. And when they misbehave, it's because the parents don't want their kids to be stigmatized. So they don't take them to the right places for them to be assessed. Because I realized that they're saying kids that they've got in school, they can't concentrate. They are very, very hyper. And instead of them to be taken and diagnosed,
They're put in a unit.
they're put in a unit. And then every single time when these kids are put in a unit, then they end up expelling them from school. How do you think that process could actually, like, parents could understand that helping your child is not stigmatizing your child? Because I know you've got friends
You know what
that
it is?
gone.
I feel the first problem is saying my child has a problem.
Yes.
Like, I think that's the main. They don't want to go check
Yes.
and find out to say, there's something wrong with my child.
Yes.
And then again after that is the child accepting also that they're saying this is wrong with you.
All right then.
I feel like with schools, because you see that whole situation about some kids being hyper and people don't know what's wrong with them.
Yes.
Like, I feel like it's because the kids don't it's because they don't get tested, isn't it? Because
Yes.
if they went to go get tested and the teachers knew the problem, then they'll be able to help them with the problem. But because there's, I wouldn't even say it's the students though, because sometimes it's generally the like sometimes people come up with mistakes. Sometimes people go get checked.
Yes.
And they say there's nothing wrong with the kid, but later on down the line you find out there's something wrong with the kid. I think it's more accepting that there's.
It's kind of that the parents don't push it.
Yeah.
I feel like
Go
more people in I'm going to say the black community
Yes.
need to actually go and get their kids tested.
From what age?
Just for
From
health.
what age?
From young.
young.
Like, I feel like there's certain things that we just don't do that we should do. Daily dentist job,
Yes.
like weekly or monthly dentist checks.
It's
Yes.
true.
Specsavers, take your kids to go get their eyes checked. Take them to the hospital to go and make sure that everything in their body is healthy.
If you
Yes.
look at the
Because
white people,
we don't do that.
Yeah.
We don't do that enough. And then later on down the line, we're all confused as to why this has happened. But you never went to go check anybody out
exactly.
and to see your health, especially the things we eat.
Yes.
It's not like we're eating the best of carbs and
Yes.
the best of salad.
Which is true, because most of our dietary
is high in carbs and
fatty.
exactly.
Yes.
So I feel like that's so important, but I feel like because it's like, there's nothing wrong with my child is perfectly fine, but you're doing that at the expense of your own child.
Which is true. Which is very, very
And
true.
then you find where kids in school, some people are just bare hyper. You don't even there's no reason.
Yeah.
They just have bare energy
Yes.
in class. They can't sit
And they
down.
can't even
like
explain it.
they can't
Yes.
explain it themselves. They're just like
and then
I
what?
don't know.
And
This is
the
how-
funny thing is, what do the teachers do about it?
And then they get punished for being loud or for
No.
not being able to sit still.
and everyone just thinks that they're like
The
everyone think they're
class
trying to be the class
And then,
clown.
do you know how that would make that other person feel?
No.
Because imagine being different but not knowing
You're
Why
different.
you
or
are
you don't
different,
even
yes.
know why
Not
you're
even know-
you
not
don't
even
know
know
you're
you're
different.
different. You just think
you're
You're
the
same as everyone else.
thinking, like everyone's just calling me weird.
Yes.
Like, do you get? So
Yes.
I feel like that's so important and it needs to be
Addressed,
incorporated into our
yes.
youth so badly.
And that has to be. So, do we teach the parents, or do we? Because I know the school doesn't care.
Sure.
It's a thing we have to break from
Okay.
the parents. Like, as parents, I guess within our generation, we just have to educate.
The whole
each other.
situation is just so like it's mad because it's like for you to even get the parent to go do that is going
Yes.
to be a problem as well.
I feel like
Like-
schools should.
Yeah, schools should
push it a bit more.
Yeah.
Like, if we're
If
really
school said
going to
every
school to
student
educated.
every student gets checked. If they just said every student get checked, I think that would be better.
Yeah.
Because
Bec-
then
Because you see how we get vaccines.
Yeah.
They say every child needs a vaccine.
Yes.
you
So
can
now,
check if every child is okay. I wouldn't say normal because there's nothing wrong with people that are.
But just
have,
check if you have a different learning
yeah.
disability or you have learning difficulties.
Because you got people that have got dyslexia.
Yeah.
Exactly, and you don't even know you
Yeah.
have dyslexia because there's so many forms.
There's so
of
many forms of all
dyslexia,
these different
of
things.
autism, of ADHD that you will not even
You
know.
think
You
it's,
wouldn't be able- yes.
just because you've seen the average or the the stereotype of
Yes.
this, you think, oh yeah, I'm not like that, so that's
Yes.
that's not how I am.
Yes.
Exactly.
You don't know.
You don't know.
And do you guys, like, sometimes do your friends, do you guys communicate this? Because the reason why I say that is sometimes it is so sad that sometimes you see that your friend, you know, sometimes you see some of these kids who end up smoking weed, be doing things on top of, because they're not, as you say, they think they're normal. So on top of that, they're drinking.
They don't know.
Yes, go on.
Like, imagine you don't know
Okay.
that you have this, but you're taking this drug.
And it's
Yes,
gonna affect you even more.
precisely.
Okay. So sorry, what's the
So how do you, it's like when your friend, how do you talk to your friend? You know, it's very difficult telling your friend that, you
Yes,
know
ma'am.
what, you know, bro, I think that there's something wrong.
Nah, I
Yeah.
can't lie though. You see them in them conversations like that. You have to explain to them you're explaining to them and telling them because you care about them.
Yes.
You have to make them understand that you're doing it because you want the best for them, because
Yes.
they could take it the wrong way and think that you're just trying to accuse
Because
them
the
of
reason
something.
why I say that is because, you know, sometimes somebody will drink, they'll be legless, sometimes they will drive, you know, because the funny thing is not only are they putting themselves at risk, they're putting people on the street at risk, you see. And then the parents will turn around and say, oh, my child was fine.
I don't even think
You
these
see.
things through.
Sorry?
I didn't even you know, in situations like that, I don't think like that.
You don't?
Like,
Oh, you
I'm
don't
putting other
think?
people at risk as
No,
well.
but you are. No, but you are.
It's true.
Because when somebody is drunk, there's some of them that they'll black out. They
Like,
understand?
you can crash, but let's remember who you're crashing
It's
into.
true.
Yes. Because you can end up hitting somebody that's crossing the road,
road,
or
or
you can
another
jump.
car.
Yes, exactly. Or another family.
You can
You
see
see?
car on fire, next car on fire. Like, there's
Hmm.
so many things that can happen.
You see? And so, yes, you see, as you said, you've not thought about it. And it's so sad that in our community, with everything that is going on, you see, it's like the parents, I keep saying that. The reason why I was asking about Ghana is when we compare all that stuff to this country, it shows us that the kids here are privileged, but the parents do not help their children.
I
And
think
that
it's culture. I think it's breaking that
the barrier, or yes.
of if my kid has
Stigmatization.
or
It's been, let's say,
ADHD,
they've got a stigma.
So they're
Yeah.
still the same bubbly person. They're
Yes.
functioning. They're walking.
Yes.
They're alive. So
It's just
I
that they
feel
process
like,
things differently.
Yeah. So I feel like it's just breaking that stigmatization towards like it being negative. Like,
Yes.
let's get rid of all that negative
Perception.
perception that is
Yes.
towards learning difficulties, because
Which is true.
at the end of the day, not everybody is born the same. So if this person has learning difficulties, so it doesn't mean that they're not gonna
He's
prosper
dumb.
in
It
life.
means
It's
that
it just
he's
means
different.
It takes him longer to recall things.
Yes.
And I feel like in the African community, that's more like, oh no, that means there's something wrong with them, and we're too looky like next to
We
us,
think
like,
of
this
what other
person's
people- yes.
gonna think, oh, look at their son, or
It's
this
so
person's
true.
gonna think.
I say so true, God, Jonathan. Yes.
So I feel like it's just get over it.
It's not so much as get over it, but understand
Yeah.
that if you love your child, you will do the best for your child, for your kid to survive in a world whereby there's a lot of confusion. Because even when we claim that we are normal, there's still hurdles that you go through. So as young, that's what I can say, as young people, how, because now it actually sometimes falls on you to actually communicate with your friend. And then as you say, your friend will turn around and maybe think like, who are you to talk to me?
Yeah.
Because you know, sometimes you can see things on the outside than the person that,
True.
you know, that kind
You might think I'm telling you this because I think I'm doing.
I'm
things
better
right.
than
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
or yes.
Sometimes
And they're thinking you're just telling me because they're just trying to
do you know
insult
how I
me.
would
Like,
approach it?
yeah.
I would approach it like, oh, I'm gonna go get myself checked out for my health. Like, I think we should do it together because.
Jennifer,
Like,
but you,
I think
yeah.
we should do it together because, like, you don't want to be scared down the line. Saying,
No,
"Oh,
that's
you've
true
got
though.
this," and that person will be like, "Oh,
'Cause if
you're
you do it
gonna
that
go?"
way,
I'll
it's
be like,
like,
"Yeah, I'm gonna go
I'm
get
gonna go.
checked." Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
No, it's true. Yeah,
and then that
because
person will be
then they
like,
have.
"Yeah, let's go then," and we'll go.
I think if you do it, if
you do it as like you're doing it together,
together, it's fine. But if you just tell them, they're like, oh, why are you not gonna do it? Like,
exactly, why are you not gonna do it?
Yes.
Like, I'm gonna do it. We can go do
it's
it.
like, what are you trying
together.
to say? Why do I?
yes.
And then now, from then, because you've done it yourself, when it comes to somebody else, you can be like, I've got checked out. I don't know why you have.
And even if you get checked out and there's something wrong, you can always say that that's not a big deal.
Yeah,
it's
then-
kind of like, let's find ways
Yeah,
around
like-
it, because then you form a network around that
Exactly.
person. Because I have realized that as much as parents, you have your kids. it's not only the perception that this is my kid or what somebody thinks. It's about how my kid is going to be healthy.
Exactly.
You see, because like the way you said you were being rebellious. Somebody might have an issue whereby you're just doing your thing. He's just joining you, and as you say, you think he's a class clown, and he's not.
Really, yeah.
You see, and sometimes it's very, very, very sad that in our culture we don't actually look at what we need to do to save our children, but we are thinking of what other people think. What other people have been think.
Yeah.
You see, and I think that has to stop. That seriously has to stop, and that is the reason why you guys have got a lot of pressures, and sometimes it's very difficult for you to communicate with your parents. You see, so now we're going to go back to your music. It's just I wanted to sort of like get that out of the way, and then let's do the music thing. Down the line, producer would give it, and then you guys would sort of like give us some bars of the music. Yeah. You guys are going to sing, and you see now the producer is going to play your song, and now you guys are going to sort of like give us. Is it?
Well, what? Just
no, you can start. You can freestyle. Yeah, you can sing along to your style. Yeah. Yeah. Go on.
See my brown skin girl, she not complaining, she want something they can't give up, but they can't follow on. I'm tryna get this money, I can be like them bombs, say they try to find. So my brothers pulling up, vibes they coming all night. They cannot do it, cause they never this fly. You must be crazy if you think I won't slide. Why you better think twice? Long time I've been fed up with the guys on the law. They try to do me dirty, like the guys on before, but I'm just different from the goons. You better do me when you see me outside coming from your room. And if they try, I'll be with the guys. You can never pull up on me, must be fried. If I don't know you, don't mention my name. I ain't made like them guys, I don't play games. Cause
loving you, I never knew what it came with. Every time I spoke to you, I had to smoke a spliff. I ain't with your shit, ready to call it quits. Tell me what you want from me. Lately I've been crying, baby, I can't see the signs, and our hearts are intertwined.
brown skin girl, she not complaining, she want something they can't give up, but they can't follow on. I'm tryna get this money, I can be like them bombs, yeah, they try to find. So my brothers pulling up, pants they coming all night. They cannot do it, cause they never this fly. You must be crazy if you think I won't slide. Man, you better think twice.
Pull up in the fast lane, giving brain, cause I ain't no plain Jane. Insane, but to make me come again. Go real straight, can you feel the rain? Got to earn my trust, gotta take precaution. When you broke my heart, put you up for auction. You did this to me, calling me crazy. Your words are bullshit, just a you misfit.
Just roll back, take time, just while I'm in my zone. You ain't never got a worry and the man in control. You said you like my vibe together, that's the way that we roll. Told her take deep rest when she back it up slow. I see I'm never losing, I can't be honest losing. Car gotta get paid, I can never get played. I'm just lurking on my prick. I remember that day, man, you didn't complain, man, they were like,
I can never do you wrong, no. But you wouldn't do it to me. I can never cheat my charge, yeah. Don't wait, they say pay for free, I'm on it. Tell me, baby, you'll be honest. Girl, I promise, just to love you, baby, all day. Brown skin girl, she not complaining, she wants something they can't give up, but they can't follow on. I'm tryna get this money, I can be like them bombs, yeah, they try to find it. So my brothers pulling up, pants they coming all night. They cannot do it, cause they never this fly. You must be crazy if you think I won't slide. Man, you better think twice.
Oh, so proud. Nice one, guys. Nah, that is so brilliant. Okay. What inspired you to do this song? Seriously.
Inspired me.
Yes.
Okay. Me personally.
Yes.
Girl, I was just going through Snapchat.
Yes. I was also going to go for Snapchat.
Saw a couple brown skin girls.
Oh my lord.
Looking nice.
Okay, so it's more the brown skin girls on Snapchat.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm sitting in the studio, we're just looking at beats.
So that means you appreciate your black queens, yes?
Yeah, I can't lie.
Oh, that's good. You too.
Wait, what was I don't know, you know. I think I'm just sitting there and I was hearing what he was saying.
Yeah, I had the idea in my head of it, like, just, but I didn't have no words in it.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm just vibing off what he had and like his lyrics. Try make them the same or whatever. Like just talk about. We're just talking about. I don't know. Probably I feel like it was influenced from
I would say
with her
literally
and like different people's feelings.
I wrote my lyrics of situations that have happened and just tried to put them in the song.
Okay, so when you talk about situations, like in what aspects? Because I know certain people, you know, like when we talk about entanglement.
Yeah.
Entanglement came out of Jada Pinkett and Will Smith.
No,
that's what August.
I wouldn't say it cool. Basically, what I'm saying in the chorus is, well, my girl, well, she's a brown skin. Well, I don't have a girl, but if it was my girl,
I mean, you wouldn't even admit it in public, but keep going.
I don't have a girl.
All right, cool.
But I was saying, my brown skin girl, like when she's with me, she has no reasons to complain because I do the best for her.
Okay.
And these boys are trying to get her.
Yes.
They're trying to do what I do.
Yes.
But they can't.
Okay.
That's our message.
Oh,
so
okay.
That got across in the chorus. In the verse, I'll say, I was just talking about that situation that's happened where people have tried to get at me and bring me down.
Okay.
But I just don't let them affect me.
Yes.
And then also explaining that to the girl that I'm nice.
Yes.
I'm not a city.
Try to reinforce your niceness. Yes.
I can be rude as well. She just, I don't know. I'll say.
And I was like I did the opposite. I did the opposite where I was like, the guy's not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, like, he needs to get out of my life. And
okay.
You're trying to come back, but it's too late. Like,
yes.
I moved on.
You had your time.
I'm
so progressed. Like, okay, so kind of moved on.
So
and
he's singing about a girl that's not appreciating him.
Yeah.
And you're
singing about
my guy you're kicking out basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that is brilliant because at the end of the day, it's kind of like even though you guys don't have relationships, you can relate. Do you understand? Because we know.
Enough.
See the all.
Yeah. So you got friends that they confide in you that you pick. Okay, that you pick up from them. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know when we were talking about music, I always say that the reason why I love R&B is I could remember very soon. I can remember where I was. Music has always been something that even on the worst day of my life, I can go to music.
Yeah.
It's kind of like R&B because
I don't know what it is.
You see, music, you can't live. I personally can't live without music. Because I feel like even like in your daily life, if you don't go listen to music, you're gonna hear music. You're gonna hear music somewhere.
Yes.
Like it's so involved in our lives and all that. You can't miss music. That you can't not listen to music.
Yeah, like it's actually.
So who are your the people that you look up to in music? When I'm talking about any artist. I'm not talking about, because you know normally when we talk about music, people only talk about the American artists and stuff, because it's kind of like DMX was one of mine, Joe was one of mine, what's his name? Oh, I've forgotten his name. When I get his name, I'll get it to you. I've got loads of artists that I love their music. I loved Mariah. I don't have a problem with Mariah, but I like Whitney more. Because Whitney's voice was very powerful. I liked Gladys Knight. Do you understand? Because I loved those Aretha Franklin. I loved their music. When you guys look at music, or when it's like, where do you get your inspiration from? Or when you look at,
I'll say to start music, I think my inspiration was Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Just looking at all his songs and him singing and
at the tender age, yes.
Like, I want to do that. Like, it's like, I want to be you, and then I'll just carry on. Like, also, who else can I say? I'll say passion for growing up was Michael Jackson, because I just used to think, wow, everything just looks so perfect. I want to be like that. But as I grew older, I started thinking, who's really like,
your icon, someone
that
in the game.
I don't know, like I'll say personally, I don't have an icon, but I have people I like just look to and say.
You want to
emulate. You want to emulate them, yes.
But I would say I want to be like, I want to look up and say I've done the things myself. Like. So I want to like I don't know to explain. I wouldn't say I don't have an icon, but I have inspirations. That
You
I
get
look
inspiration from it, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know that you can get inspiration for different people?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you can look at that person and say, "Oh, I can get that from that person. I can get that from that
Yeah.
person." Because when you look at most of the artists in America, because with me, I listen to R&B, so that's the only ones I can relate to, not the British ones. Nothing against them. What I do is when I look at an artist, I can look at them and say that, okay, they went through this struggle. That's the reason why. Because when DMX died, I didn't know a lot about DMX, but I realized that he had gone through so much struggles. When you're looking at Whitney, you can see that she went through, you see, like the drug. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? And
Whitney
then,
was sad, man.
who's that?
I feel like Whitney
Yes.
was sad.
Yes.
Because her voice,
Was, out there with me. I always
her
say,
voice.
her voice, even at her worst
Like,
time
I
of
don't
yes.
think I ever heard any. I don't think there's anyone
Any
who's gonna
fame-
have with her voice.
No,
again.
Aretha Franklin does. Aretha Franklin is somebody that she could be standing in a crowd with all those Whitney, and her voice was out there.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin was one of them, but she's older, you see. But
Houston.
go on. Yeah, Whitney Houston was out there. Yes, she
I
was.
feel like my inspiration kind of comes from like I try to listen to Lauryn Hill,
Yes.
Erykah Badu, like,
Okay.
to get that like calmness in music. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you don't realize my flow is like very.
So you can get Betty Wright.
Yeah,
I know you
like,
got Betty Wright. Yeah.
I want to keep that, but then I want to modernize it. So I'll listen to people like Janae Aiko, or I'll listen to her, or even Jasmine Sullivan.
Okay.
Just to get old and new.
Yes.
And, like mix it. So
So you merge it together. Yes.
Exactly. So you got the soul.
Yes.
From Lauryn Hill and Erykah
Yes.
Badu, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you've got like the pop and the hit from Janae, her,
Yes.
and
Because
Jasmine.
like same way to how you think about music, I'll say
Mm-hmm.
like with music I more try to go into my roots as an African side, but
Mm-hmm. Yes.
still have the UK side that I've grown up with in it as well.
But you guys should understand that all the people that went to America, their ancestry was from Africa. And when you listen to music, regardless of it being in America and everything, when you listen to the beats, because when you listen to Akon,
true.
Akon too, with him, he had that style.
Afro.
Now, when you listen to Afro beats, we've got
Evolved,
yes, because you guys, you've got
Afro
okay.
swing now,
Yeah,
there's Afro trap.
there's everything.
yes,
Everyone wants to jump on Afro now.
No, but
You
Afro, I can't lie. Afro music is one of the biggest genres now.
Yes.
But it's interesting how though. Because
Yeah, it's
before, no
interesting
one
how-
wanted to listen to
one
Afro.
wanted to. Do you know why? Because being African wasn't cool. Like it wasn't cool. It was
yeah,
actually
yeah.
not cool. Like everyone
I think
would say
that's
you're
the
fresh off
perfect
the
way
boat.
to describe
Okay.
it.
So like nobody.
when you
knows.
say African, so Jonathan, where do you come from? I know you come from Ghana, but
Yeah.
where do you come from?
I'm from Ghana. I'll say.
Your both parents.
I'm from Ghana, Nigeria. I'll
Oh,
say.
okay. So you're like my kids then.
Yeah, it's my dad's Ghanaian and my mom's half.
Okay. So you're like quarter Nigerian.
Yeah.
So you're not sort of like half
I'm not
Nigerian
full.
like my kids. All right, cool.
But I'll say because my mom speaks Nigerian at home more.
Okay.
but
She speaks a dialect.
Yeah,
Okay.
she can speak all languages, but
Oh,
she
that's
speaks
brilliant.
Nigerian more.
Okay.
So I don't know what it is. Like, I feel
do you
like
understand which one? Is it Yoruba or Igbo?
I understand Yoruba and Ghana.
Oh, okay, go on. Okay.
Not you.
Okay, so you're half Yoruba.
Huh?
You're quarter Yoruba.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What was I explaining again? The music and roots. Oh, about how I don't know what it is, but I feel because okay, I don't want to say African people.
Yes.
Actually, no, I'll say African people.
There you go.
African people.
Yes.
We're doing. I'll say we're pushing our culture out there more, and people are getting interested in our culture and wanting to.
But
be more
it's
like
through
us.
you guys
Yeah.
that you guys are actually
we have
pushing
to
it.
realize that like
Before it was the
there's
other way
no running
around.
away from it. Before everyone's there like where you from?
Like,
you
there was
wouldn't
so
say
many
like
Africans,
Ghana,
but
like
no one
you-
was saying
no
that.
one would
Yeah.
say
'Cause
I'm
I think
Ghanaian.
no one's
like,
comfortable because the way they portray Africa to look, I'll be real, I don't like it.
Yes.
Because you'll see all these little subliminals like sports release and that. I'd never ever seen no other place on there except Africa.
And then when you go to Africa, when you go to Ghana,
I'm living
and you
life.
realize,
Literally.
because I remember there was a time that I took the kids dad to Ghana. I remember when he was going, he goes, oh, there's no airport in Ghana and everything. And then he went to Ghana, and then he saw where we lived, and he goes, B, so this is where you guys live.
do you know
No, I
why?
can't lie, when I
It's
first went
schools,
Ghana, I
you
was
know.
shocked.
Do Do you know
okay,
it's
go
school.
on. Yes.
It's school.
Yes.
Schools teach us to,
Yeah,
that
they
they
make you feel
literally
like Africa is just
indoctrinate
done,
you to
like
know
Africa's-
Africa is done. In history,
Yes.
I remember every
Africa's
day
the richest.
Ghana. That's what they used to say. We used to have
And then it was all the
and
poverty-stricken
it's
areas.
gone.
Because
So
my
like,
mom told me Africa used to be a rich country. And
No, but Africa is still a rich country. It's just that the resources are being stifled.
We're
Yeah.
we're mistaught in UK, so
Yes.
that's also one reason why our country cannot fast develop.
Yes.
Because nobody has that mentality to go, oh, let me go in Ghana and let me invest this business. Why? Because it's just
They push
so
into your
far
head. Yeah,
that
okay.
it's so poor
So
that
in
you can't-
school, what did they
Yeah.
teach you about
they
Ghana?
Teach you, they teach you that we're poor. We need sports. We need
single
all
time,
this
just
help.
money to help.
Like
It's like all the negative aspects of
Yeah.
Ghana.
exactly. That's
And it's
all
like
they're
when
putting
it's
out.
like every single time they're talking about negative stuff, it's just to Africa. Like
Exactly.
if you watch these things, you'll never see them say, "Oh, there's some people in America, there's some people in Russia, there's some people in England." You just see them say, "Oh, Kenya." What's other countries? Nairobi, Nigeria.
So
Ghana.
imagine you're in
There's
a class
bare countries.
and your school is teaching you that your country is
Is it?
poor and
Yes.
useless. How will you feel when somebody's asking?
It's kinda
where
like
you
you-
from?
yeah,
Even the
yes.
way it's even the way the stereotype of life. Like it's just like right now, like in this generation, like if you're African, it's like the stereotype. You don't have as much money as other people. Like it's just
Yeah.
weird. Like
It's guys very degraded.
Yeah.
They demean you
But it's only
basically.
because now, like most of us our parents,
Yes.
thankfully, have taken us back home, and we've seen with our own eyes. Then we come back to London, we're like, you guys are
Change.
chatting rubbish. You haven't
Literally.
even been
You
to
see-
Ghana. Like, how would you know? Have
Exactly.
You been there? Like,
there's
Yes.
so many people out there that
Books.
would never know these things. They just think that's how they portray it. That's how it is.
Because that's the same books that have been carried throughout this year, next year, the year before that. They're the same books being taught in school. So how is the information being developed? How is it being updated? It's not. It's the same information being told that there's no money back home, that we're all in poverty, and that we're the only country that
Showing it's a
needs severe
stereotype.
help. I tell you now,
Most
London
people
is
get past the
in huge
stereotype.
debt.
Yes. So you know when you hear that, because I know that you were saying that when you went to Ghana and you saw the big houses, you saw the big roads, you saw, what was your first impression? Because I know your parents would be saying, no, that's not the way that it is. Did you guys even
Yeah.
communicate that to your
When my
parents?
parents are talking, I'm just like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, I can't
That's
lie.
how it was. Like,
Yeah.
In school,
Before you guys went
I'm at
there.
school.
Yeah.
School is teaching me. You tell me go to school to learn. The same school that you told me to go to.
They're
I
It's
learned-
telling me-
It's telling me
no
Africa's
houses
poor.
and this, that.
So now when you're telling me there's no houses, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, cool.
So you're good.
Nah, I can't lie. When I went there, I wouldn't say I was shocked. I would say I was more intrigued because it's like these people are saying this, but that's not the case.
And you
Yeah,
see
it was like-
houses bigger than the flats
Yeah.
that we live in.
Exactly.
Because the reason
the
why I
house
wasn't
there is
shocked,
bigger than, like,
the
house
reason why I
in
wasn't
London.
shocked
Yeah.
is because I don't know. From like I've always known that. I've always thought in my head,
Yeah.
if London's like this,
Yes.
like every country has almost the same thing. Like,
Yes.
like how do I explain it? I don't know. This is a hard topic.
You
Like, I
just
wouldn't say
thought
hard topic,
that
but
if
cool.
London's
You
like
don't know.
this-
You don't know what country started everything. You don't know what country had all of the things, but you know that if one country has this, another country is gonna have these specific things that are needed. So
Yeah.
it was my thing. It was like if I go there and I see a restaurant for like a nice food restaurant or something, I'm not gonna not expect it to be there because it's here. But what they showed me is, Africa don't have food shops like that. They don't have clothes shops like that. I went to Africa more, what? 2 pair shops.
There's restaurants, yes.
And it's just weird, man. I don't know.
Is
I
it
just stereotype.
Is it
Done to
let's go
suppress
on.
our country. I just believe that it's actually done to manage our country and to manage the power play in which London or England or any other country sits
The
on.
main problem to everything
Yes.
is power.
So how do we
Everything
change the
is a
narrative?
power-
No, because
We
the
have
only
to
way
then-
people are gonna, even now, like it's even the only way people are gonna follow you
Yes.
and listen to you is if you have power
And
like,
they have
so-
money.
or like it's because if you look at all like if you look at criminals, for instance,
Yes.
all these criminals that get away with all these things is money making them do it.
Yes.
All these things are happening because of money. Once you have power and money, it's the most important thing because it's like no one can break
literally
that. Yeah,
conduct anything
you can
that
do
you
anything
want.
with power and money. It's weird.
But because and what I feel like what our country needs to do is flip it. We need to, the value of money needs to not be so high on our wrist. Like I feel like because everybody's so concerned about money, to go and buy a brand.
But my
Like,
thing is,
I don't-
money just makes everyone forget everything because you wouldn't want to see someone not eating,
Yes.
someone not doing something. So it's,
Yes.
I don't know, man. It's all pride. There's so many things.
But like, it's a thing where our country just needs to let go of the fear of not having, because we've not. But I feel like because we came from a place where we did not have,
Yes.
and we was fighting for a bigger cause like rights and slavery and to be rid of racism. So I feel like after we stopped fighting for that, now we've got enough.
Yeah, everyone's fine.
Enough.
Everyone thinks they're
Everyone's
content.
like, cool, we just need to maintain this. But there's going to be fear in letting go. There's fear
But
in
my
change.
thing is, like, I always have this in the back of my mind. Because you know how, like, people always say they come to England for a change.
Yeah.
They come to start a new life.
Yes.
What happens if England then goes to downhill?
Yes.
Like, are you going to go somewhere else now? Where are you
Okay,
gonna
so
be?
now this is where I'm going to school you. What happens is the people on top, as you said, because they want to stay on top, what they do is instead of them to take some and they let it trickle down,
Yeah.
they hold on to it.
Exactly.
So the people that are poor continue to be poor. And then when foreign investors come, what they do is
They
the
will allow-
the people want their 10%, they want their this. So now the monies are not sort of like given to the industries which would power the country.
Yeah.
Because how? I always say that, how can you own your property?
Wait,
Yes.
England's in... I was watching the news and I heard that England's in debt.
The England is always in debt, but what happens is when Africa borrows money, they put this high interest on our money. That the money that you're paying, you don't even touch the money that you don't touch the international money fund. You don't touch the money. So you're forever paying the interest. So by the time like you've paid like great grandfathers over, then they turn around and tell you that, oh, you know what? We've sort of like we've sort of like the debt, we're giving it to you, and then the next thing you know, you're borrowing money, and then the people that are reading the contracts are not reading it well.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, I always keep saying, the people on top, if they did their job, it would actually help the country now, because we've got minerals, we've got good weather, we've got diamond, gold. You know something? When you look at what Africa has, if the Western world had a fraction of what Africa had, they wouldn't even need us.
Do you know what it is? I don't feel like the kids in the UK are taught to love their home country as much as the people who are coming from it. For example, like you was born in Ghana, or well, you was born here,
Yes.
you lived in Ghana, but you realize, okay, this is what Ghana's like, and you've come here now.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
No, but I lived here most of my life as well. Yeah, so yeah.
But not enough people who
Yeah.
are born in Ghana are coming
No, but my
over
parents, let me
to
tell you what
educate
happened.
us, though.
No, but let me tell you what the joke was. My mom was somebody. The reason why we were taken to Ghana and brought back was my parents. I remember they used to say, oh, we're taking you for you to appreciate. And I'm kind of thinking, I go there and I go, I don't see any
You don't see it,
appreciation.
but
No.
now, if like I
And then I remember my mom used to say, because I remember Ghana used to be called Gold Coast. And my mom was so proud. It's like she's talking. Yeah,
Gold Coast?
Yeah, Gold Coast.
Oh, it makes sense.
Oh, so you didn't know that there. So today you learn something, innit?
Man's gone Gold Coast a couple times.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yes. So that was what Ghana was named before they changed it to Ghana. That was the previous name of Ghana. And I remember my mom used to say that it used to be 2 cities to a pound. Now, it's kind of like, it's way. And I remember you see, one of the things that I always keep saying, as you say, my mom used to tell us
Wait,
that
to go there?
Sorry?
No, like as in the pound.
Oh.
The pound, it was just kind of like, you know, like the way we had euros.
Yeah.
Yes, so it was,
cheaper.
yeah. And I remember the property and stuff that my parents bought, it was like, now is equivalent to like £5. And that was done. But you understand, what I'm trying to tell you guys is, our country, as you say, the way they teach you in school, the way they decipher information to you, the way that you guys are now learning, you see, you guys are supposed to be on the cusp of you trying to say, I want to go to God. Just now, you just said that you want to go to Ghana, you want to go and do stuff in Ghana, you want to go and build employment. The problem is, when you want to go and do that, the forces B do not support. How? That's why I keep saying that. Sometimes when I'm talking, they said, oh, I'm bringing politics. Everything in life is politics.
It's true.
It's everything in life is politics. You guys have to find an avenue whereby, you know, because you were, as I keep repeating, you said you're going to go and build houses and stuff because you want to create jobs. You have got your own skill. You guys are going to use your music. You guys are going to use the platform that you have to change the narrative. When you're looking at your counterparts, How are you going to convince them that, you know what?
Do you know what it is? I feel like
That's why we need the power.
I feel like yeah, but
When you have your own power, like
Yes.
you've built everything yourself and you're there, it's like, how are you going to stop me?
and also I still say this, like I feel like we weren't taught to love our countries back home. Like, I'll be real, all my friends that are like European, that are coming from Poland, Russia,
Turkey,
you see the way
yes.
they love their
You
country.
see the way they're like this,
yes,
yeah?
yes.
Because their
You can't
country
make
has
Polish
taught
people
them,
like that, bro.
you will love this place, that this
But
is
there
your
was-
home.
that's it.
And they will go back, and that's why they flourish and they will stay in their community.
Yes.
We're not taught to love our own country. We weren't taught. We can only now grow up and go see for ourselves. I feel like it's so important to be taught that we need to love our countries. It's not England's job.
Yes.
It's not the UK's job
Exactly.
to teach us, because at the end of the day, they're teaching us English history. So
Yes.
we're gonna end up loving this country and
No, but
forgetting
you know
about
what's
back
funny
home.
though?
Go
I
on.
can't lie. School never taught us about African history, you know. They
Yeah.
only taught us about slavery. That's not even African history. That's just about black people. Like I don't remember a lesson about like African history. I remember Germany, what else?
USA,
Yeah, all these other countries, but I don't remember them talking about the history of
Russia.
Africa.
Soviet Union, England. Never. Was
Like there's
there.
so many people in
And you
Africa I
what's
didn't know
mad?
about.
Like,
I
you
didn't know
would
about.
never know that black people, like loads of black people were.
Actually, I'll
key
say they only
figures in
talk
the
about
war.
certain African countries because it's so weird.
Because
Like,
of poverty, though.
yeah.
They
That's
only
perfect
mention
way.
Ghana because they know we have the gold trade.
No, but we've got more. We've got more. You see, I want people to like and share this program, because when we are doing this, we want people to understand that our youth have got a connection to Ghana. Do you understand me? Because now it's like, how do you sort of like talk to your counterparts? How do you tell them that, you know something? Because you see Chinese people going to Ghana. You see other foreign people going to Ghana. You guys are here. I know you guys, Jonathan, have you had any altercation with the law? Anything? I wanted to sort of like, have you ever?
Yeah. Well, like not too long ago, I got
No.
fined.
Okay.
I got fined for not having my seatbelt on at the back of a cab.
But they were following, like, it was weird.
At the back of a cab.
Yeah.
At the back of a cab.
So they
Yeah, they stopped the cab.
because they saw him
They
get
stopped
into
the-
it.
they watched me go in
followed
the cab.
cab.
I stopped in the. I think I was racially stopped because
Okay.
the way I was racially profiled. Because where I was, it's a predominantly white area.
Okay.
They saw me come out of where I was coming. I was coming out of my studio. They saw me come out of my studio. They
Yeah.
watched me go in the cab. They followed the cab literally 5 minutes up the road.
Wow.
They told the driver, "Could you turn off the engine, please?" He's turned off the engine, and he's taken off his seatbelt. Me, I didn't have my seatbelt already on it, but I should have said I just took it off or something. But the way the officer was talking to me,
If it
it was
wasn't
like,
the seatbelt, what would it have
yeah, it was like.
Or if it was your personal car.
Yeah, it was
What
like
would it
he-
have been?
it was like he stopped me just wanting a reason to find something, like because I didn't even know that you could get fined for not having your seatbelt on.
Wow.
Like, I actually didn't know that. Like
Wow.
I knew you could get fined for not having your seatbelt on as a driver.
In the front.
Yeah, but I didn't know passenger at the back. I didn't even know that.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
shocked.
Wow. You know, it's Jonathan. Thank you so much for coming today, Isabel. Thank you so much. No, it's just that what you said. It's kind of like, you know, next time I'm going to get you, and then we have to go on that as well.
Yeah.
But thank you. I am so proud of you too, and I want you guys to use this platform you wanted to use this platform to actually
Omega Live.
change the narrative.
Omega Live.
It's a mega life. Yes, I want you guys to share this program. I want you guys, and I want to thank my producer Joe. I want to thank Sister Dansua for giving us this platform for you guys to have a voice. And I know
Thank
you're
you so
coming
much.
back. And then when you hit it big, you owe us.
yeah.
You're coming back, and you're giving us the concert seat. Thank you. And thanks Sky too for going to go and show this program, because Sky, we love you. We want you to let our youth understand that they need you for us to portray and then show us the good and the perfection of what they have and the skill set that they have. Thank you, and it's a wonderful day. And you know something, I am so happy that we've got this program running. And as I say, Omega Live, we love you. Sky, we love you. And thank you to everybody for watching this evening. Have a lovely, lovely evening.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about. How it can sometimes take a little distance, to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.